Let's paint some more cute animals with positive messages, or positivity animals if you'd like. This set of animals were created several months after the other sets. In fact, the new year had already rolled round when I got around to creating these. A slight difference here is how I ended up not just having a cohesive colour palette for the set, but absolutely all of the images feature a bird of some kind. Two of which also kind of feature the same type of bird, which might even be the exact same bird for all we know. Another thing I changed up with this series was that my colour palette features complementary colours, though I suppose the third set may have been close. However, in this case, it was a choice to be more conscious of the colour theory when I selected the colours. Don't compare yourself to others is one of the greatest lessons we can all learn. While growing up, it might have felt like everything was a competition, as so many things were measured. It's something that started with a pregnancy and later birth, where doctors and parents kept track to see if the baby was developing normally and how they compare with their peers. In schools, there were tests with scores and later grades, so it was normal for us to start comparing ourselves with those around us. We'd naturally also start comparing athletic abilities, social stature, and popularity. And later, as we grew up, it also might have felt like we were competing for different roles and job offers. The thing is, life isn't a competition. It never was. The only person you should care to compare yourself to is the past you, to see how you've grown and see how you've improved. You will never be happy with who you are and what you have if you are constantly looking at what other people have. Nurture your interests really goes well with don't compare yourself to others. And I guess it's more or less a continuation of it. We have to keep doing things that interest us and keep nurturing those parts of ourselves. If you want to do art, you focus on the kind of art you want to do, meaning you focus on the techniques and the styles you enjoy. If you prefer writing, reading, cooking, or working out and whatever else, power to you. Keep focusing on that. Keep doing the things you truly enjoy. Keep working on getting better at them. Though no, that should not be your sole focus. You should still continue taking care of yourself, nurture a relationship, and keep up with work and so on. However, it's totally fine and good for you to do things you enjoy. We can often forget to do things for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, and take the time to do the things that brings us joy. But doing so is important because at times, it is part of the fuel that keeps us going. Finally, we have an illustration of the wonderful phrase, calm on the surface but paddling like hell underneath. Illustrations of this phrase often feature a duck just like this, because ducks and other waterfowl often look so graceful as they float on the water, but their legs are paddling like hell, often fighting currents and other things we cannot see. This again ties in with don't compare yourself to others, as what we see of others is often just the facade and the tip of the iceberg. When we see people we look up to, we think that they have the most glamorous lives and everything comes easily to them. But it's the same with what's being shared on social media. We often only see the positive things and the outcomes. We rarely see the hard work and the struggles that are happening behind the scenes. Everyone works really hard to stay looking calm on the surface, but we are all just doing our best. And that's what you should be focusing on, doing your very best and being a better you than you were yesterday. No one is perfect. No one has it all figured out. We all fail at times, and that's how we learn and grow. Keep working and keep doing your best. Thank you for watching.